Alrighty, hey guys, this is Think Outside the Cube. And here in front of me I have a 2016 Lexus CT200h. And before you start making assumptions, no, we did not purchase this thing. This is actually a pre-purchase loaner in place of our Altima, so I guess this gives you a little bit of a hint on what car brand we purchased. But they basically wanted to go ahead and get our Altima in so we would stop driving that so they could get more money for it, since we have been putting quite a few miles on the Altima since we have made the deal. We can't go until the 19th, which is Saturday, and currently it's Wednesday. And so they, of course, Johnson Lexus met my dad at his office. They swapped out cars, and now this is our car until we get our new vehicle, which I'm not going to, I almost said it right there, but I'm not going to release quite yet. But of course, as I said, 2016 CT200h. In 2013, you did get the updated spindle grille. The LED accented headlights do look nice. Halogen projectors with halogen fogs. We'll take a look at the window sticker before we take a look at the wheels. As I said, 2016 CT200h in eminent white. Of course, 1.8 liter inline 4, 16 valve dual overhead cams with Lexus hybrid drive. You do have a CVT. The only options you have on this one are $550 for the backup camera and $344 for the cargo net, for a total of $33,084. Gas mileage is 42 combined, and of course you do have the little tire warning that says this vehicle is equipped with performance tires, so if they don't last more than 20,000 miles, it's not our fault. But anyways, honestly, I think they just kind of went in their little computer system and they handed us the keys to the cheapest new vehicle they had on the lot. I have never seen a CT this base in my life. All of the ones I've seen that are post-refresh have at least the little screen up on the dash. That's the little hint that we don't even have that. We just have the base head unit. But of course, we'll take a look at your wheels. You are riding on Michelin Primacy MX M4 tires, not V4s. These are P215 45R 17-inch alloys. They do look very nice, very sporty, I guess you could say. I am a big fan of the styling of this car. It's just the powertrain I'm not so much of a fan of. But of course, this is what my dad has to carry around for about another half a week. Of course, this is your Lexus Smart Key access system. So you just walk up to the vehicle, grab the door handle, and it will unlock. And of course, we'll put the keys right over here. Foot on the brake, press your power button to start, and we're ready to go. You can easily put it in gear if you wanted to. But right now, we'll go ahead and check out under the hood. Under the hood, you do have Lexus's 1.8 liter inline 4. It is connected to Lexus hybrid drive system to make a combined 132 horsepower. Torque is unknown, but it is connected to a CVT transmission and the front wheels. No all-wheel drive is available. So I guess we'll check out the interior. Before stepping inside, I am a big fan of the LED daytime running lights. They do make the vehicle look very premium. Of course, nice turn signal indicators on your mirrors. No blind spot monitoring or any of that safety tech. We are dealing with a base model here. So coming to your seats, this is your beige New Lux leather. And I have to say, not very convincing to me. And honestly, if I didn't know it was New Lux, I would know it was New Lux, because it basically feels like plastic. There's no other way to put it. We test drove a base model ES, and the seats did not feel this cheap at all. Maybe that's just personal preference, but real leather is an option if you don't like the New Lux. Full power driver seats down there. Nice soft touch door panels, some padding right here, padding, stitching, of course, all auto windows, power locks, and power mirrors. You do also have panel dim over here. You do have windshield wiper de-icer and your gas cap release. So your dashboard is made of a nice soft touch material. Over your gauges, you do have a nice padded stitched portion. Some padding over here as well. Lines all the way. It's one piece of nice padded materials. Now, most of the CTs on the lot will have a little base head unit kind of system where it's just like the turn wheel that clicks up and down side to side with a display right here. We of course have the base unit, which is this little 90s looking head unit right here. Looking at your steering wheel, it is a nice 3-spoke leather-wrapped wheel with contrast stitching, audio, Bluetooth, voice commands, and display functions for that little monochromatic display over there. To the left, you have auto headlights, fog lights, and blinkers. Tap to 3 blinks, and over here to the right, you do have your variable and speed wipers. Now, your climate controls do fall to hand very nicely. Of course, dual zone auto climate with fan speed right here. Temperatures, you can easily sync them. You do have your filtering system right there as well. We'll go ahead and turn that off. Now, here's your shifter for your CVT transmission, very similar to a Prius shifter. Foot on the brake, down for drive, up for reverse, and it will beep. You can deactivate that upon purchase, but as you can see, you do have a rear view camera in your side mirror, right? Or not your side mirror, your auto dimming rear view mirror. And of course, you do have drive, and you can go down in B mode for braking mode in case you are decelerating. Press P for park, of course. Over here to the right, you do have your standard audio system in this model. It does sound very nice, but it doesn't look very nice. You do have 6 presets: Bluetooth streaming audio, AM, satellite, FM, CD, USB, and auxiliary. Down below, you do have your drive mode selector, electric vehicle mode right here in case you can drive on purely electric power below like 25 miles an hour if you want to. Of course, that's just a suggestion because many times when I tried to select it, it would just kick me out because I didn't have enough battery or I was going too fast or anything like that. But I have driven this car about 50 miles, and I have to say it's nice. It's nicer than I thought it would be, but it's nothing I would spend 30 grand on. Here's your drive mode selector. As you can see, push for normal, to the left for eco, and then over here to the right for sport. And as you can see, that changes this ring red, as well as we are in normal right now. Pulling over into the right for sport, that does change your left eco gauge to your tachometer, as well as red illumination right there. And you do have red illumination underneath your little spotlight that shines down on the cup holders. That is normally blue when you're in normal or eco mode, which is a nice touch. Right here's where your heated seat functions would be if you got a model equipped. This is where you can actually get a phone mount, so you can actually sit your phone up right here if you wanted to, but I guarantee you no one buys that thing. And then of course under door number 1 we do have a nice USB port, aux port, and a 12 volt. Honestly, I think this could be rearranged a little bit more ergonomically. These are kind of in a random slot, especially when you plug the wire in. You can't close the door and run the wire anywhere. It just kind of has to stay open and be tacky looking. Right here, you do have a nice padded extension to your armrest right here, which is nice and padded. 2 cup holders that are very deep. They are nice cup holders. And then, of course, nice padding, stitching on your armrest. Looking inside, it's very small, no power outlet, no illumination, and it's not felt lined. Of course, coming to your glove box, damped, and it's very small in there as well, but it is illuminated. Up top, auto dimming rearview mirror with compass, as I said. Mirror and vanity light, which is right there. Over here to the right, we do have, as you can see, there's that blue light, and it does change red. You can see it right there. It does change red when you're in sport mode down here. Sunglass storage right here. Of course, nice little map lights. Safety Connect SOS button, very similar to OnStar. And then, of course, you do have your interior lighting controls. So we'll go ahead and check out your rear seat and the cargo area, and I guess that'll be it. So stepping around back, as you can see, a little hybrid badge down there. There's really not many cues that signify this is a hybrid. Coming back here, this is less room than many subcompact vehicles on the market. I'm sitting behind my 5'10" dad. As you can see, I barely have enough room. I'm about 5'8". My knees are brushing up against the seat, but thankfully it's pretty pliable, so I don't have to worry about it hurting. 2 seat back pockets, of course, so there's no cheapening out back there. But there's one omission in the back seat. There's no cup holders. None down here, no armrest, nothing in the door for bottles. Kind of silly, to be honest. And your door materials don't follow through. You do have the hard, cheap plastics that do carry all the way through. You do still have a nice padded armrest, but still, this is a Lexus. Is it really that hard to carry over the materials? You do have the soft close windows up front that will auto roll down if there's something in the way, but not these. The back windows are just the regular windows that don't soft close. So as you can see, there is definitely some cost cutting in this vehicle, even with it being a Lexus, which is kind of sad, to be honest. For this thing being 33 grand, I don't really see where that money went. Of course, you do have your gas cap right there. It's not like they had to do some crazy engineering job to get the powertrain, because I mean, it's already been out in the Prius for a few years when this thing came out. Coming around back, I have to say this is my favorite angle of the CT. The back is a very aggressive area in my eyes. Of course, you do have blue tinted taillights since it is a hybrid. LED taillights do look nice. LED license plate bulbs from the factory, as well as your backup camera right there. Coming to your cargo area, it's not very spacious at all. You do have a little bit of room. You do have a cargo cover right there, your little cargo net right here. Some carbon fiber accents right here do look nice. But as you can see, this is much less stuff than my dad usually has in the back of his car. But he just had to get down to a minimum so it could fit in the back of this vehicle. But of course, you don't really purchase this vehicle to haul a bunch of stuff. Mainly, this is basically just like a highway commuter car that's a little bit more high quality, a little bit less road noise than a Prius. Of course, coming to your badge, you do have some blue accents on your CT200 badge, which I like. Rear bumper applique is something I would definitely add if I purchased it, so it's glad to see that's there. But, I mean, that's basically it for this 2016 Lexus CT200H. The vehicle's been on battery power this whole time, so I'm definitely a fan of that. I would personally drive a hybrid any day. I think their systems are very, very intriguing on how they work. They're not very fun to drive, but the CT is a little bit more fun to drive than a Prius. I have driven a like 2012 Prius too, and this is definitely a little bit more engaging to drive. But that's about it for this tour of a 2016 Lexus CT200H, where the next video you see will be of our new car. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.